and yet the end of another era looks very likely to be happening for me in 2023. Of course, as I always say, 2004 was the year I became a baseball fan. 18 years ago. Well, actually, it'll be 19 years ago, actually, going into this year. Whatever. Either way. So, Miguel Cabrera, who was a rookie, like, coming out of his rookie season going into 2004, when he came up with the Marlins in 2003, and he was spending a few years were being traded to the Tigers in the 2007 to 2008 offseason in that big swap. He is probably like one of the first, big names to begin his career when I first started watching baseball. So him retiring is kind of like him, a beginning to my end. Well, not to my end. A beginning, the end to like another era for me. Now, again, there's other players I've been watching, of course, since the beginning. But Miguel Cabrera, again, is someone who started, his career when I started watching baseball. And even to, on my earliest video games. Maybe the last player in from MVP Baseball 2005 or whatnot to still play baseball right now. But back on November 28th, Miguel Cabrera did advise that this is the last year of his 10-year extension he signed back in 2014. It's looking very likely that 2023 will be Miguel Cabrera's last year playing baseball. Cabrera, who is a 12-time All-Star, says, I think it's going to be my last year. It feels a little weird to say that. I think it's time to say goodbye to baseball. Now, Cabrera has made it clear, though, after his playing days are over, he would still like to be involved with the organization somehow. He wants to be able to be, involved with working with the younger talent and, being coaching and, just being, like an example for them to help them in their development. Of course, Cabrera was the legend all-star pick last year, if you want to call it. Selected to the All-Star game, despite having probably the worst season of his career, well, one of them at least. Hit just .254 with only 5 home runs. He didn't log any time on defense, and again, the work he did as a designated hitter, even though again the Tigers really don't have anything much going for them right now, is really not that that good looking at all. But again, he has nothing to be ashamed of. He has nothing left to gain at this point. Other than, maybe moving up a few slots on the all-time home run list or all-time hits list as well. But he's basically done it all. He won the World Series in his rookie season with the Marlins. He went back to the playoffs and took a couple trips to the World Series, but did not win the World Series with the Tigers. But again, he's a 12-time All-Star. He's a 2-time MVP. What else has he done? Let me see here. Let me pull up here. See what he done. He owns a career .306 batting average since landing with the Tigers in that off season. And again, he has over 3,000 hits. Currently with 3,088. He has 507 career home runs. And it owns like what, a .310 batting average? Again, the guy has nothing left to prove. He's in very elite company, and I'm pretty positive he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now again, the past 4 seasons, he's definitely declined at the plate. It definitely was a crawl for him to get the 3,000 hits and 500 homers. But again, he's really got nothing else to prove. With the bat he's had in his career, he doesn't need to prove anything else. He doesn't really need to play anymore. But he has, again, 1 more year on his playing contract. But, he didn't want to, mix in with, Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina, who announced last year that 2022 would be their last seasons. This, of course, we know Adam Wainwright's is going to be retired after the 2023 season. He wants to get 200 wins. Reasonable. Miguel Cabrera wants to finish on his contract. Fair game to me. The Tigers, again, aren't really going to be contenders. I doubt they'll be contenders at all, even though, again, the American League Central is still, in my opinion, probably the weakest division, in my opinion, in baseball. I don't see the Tigers contending at all this year. Be a shame, but, But yeah, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I have mad respect for Miguel Cabrera. He's one of the greatest of all time. He's one of the only few players with over 300 batting average and 500 homers, and a few other things. Like, he is in very elite company. Not too many people have done the things he's done, and the ones that have done him are like some of the greats, like a Hank Aaron or a Willie Mays. Yes, Cabrera's never been known for speed, but he has, he's had one of the best bats to ever play baseball, in my opinion. So, we'll see, of course, how this final season goes. I don't expect much. Probably going to be a below average year for Miguel Cabrera. Again, I don't think anybody's going to top off the best, final season I definitely think I will ever see is David Ortiz's 2016 season, where he hit like over 300, had 38 home runs, over 100 RBIs. I don't think anything's going to top that. David Ortiz could have very well played on a little bit longer, of course. He obviously still had left the tank. He just felt ready to move on. And Miguel Cabrera, of course, feels the same as well. So, I congratulate Miguel Cabrera on a successful career. Look forward to seeing how his final season goes. Again, even if he's, not a full-time player, he still can, move past a few players on, like, the hits list. And even, the home run list, of course. Again, he has 3,088 career hits. I believe he's 27th all-time. And he has about 507 career home runs. So he still could pass, a couple people, like, Gary Sheffield, Mel Ott, Ernie Banks, and maybe Eddie Matthews as well. But we'll have to wait and see. So, yes. What are your guys' thoughts on Miguel Cabrera's announcing that 2023 will most likely be his final season playing baseball as a player? Do you have any favorite Miguel Cabrera memories? Mine personally, I do, remember the fact that his first major league hit, I think, was in his first actual game, which was a walk-off home run to win the game. That is quite electrifying, I would say. No pun intended, of course. But yes, he I believe either got the Triple Crown or contended for the Triple Crown a few times. I just like that, again, he was one of the most consistent hitters in the game in his era, which, not something we get much this day. Not a hitter as consistent as Cabrera. So, yeah, I will definitely say I'll definitely miss him. But, again, I think he's had a great career, and I think he will be in Cooperstown pretty quickly when the time comes for him. So, guys, that's my thoughts, again, on Miguel Cabrera. Announcing that 2023 will most likely be his final season. What are your guys' thoughts on this piece of news as well? And again, do you have any Miguel Cabrera memories you'd like to share as well? Make sure you guys leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to slap a like on the video, subscribe or comment on my channel, and follow me on Twitter as well at the Club of the Man 93. And be sure also to follow me on TikTok at the Club of the Man 1993. Until then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch you later. As always, please stay tuned for some more baseball news to come. We have plenty more topics to talk about. I'll catch you guys all later. Have a great night. Peace out, everybody. Yeah, no one will surprise. There's no